I'm going to give my first shot at Facebook Live. Not sure how this is going to work or not, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the new marijuana laws and how they will affect people in Massachusetts who want to smoke and do so without the fear of being arrested. So I don't even know how this works. People go online and start, or on their phone, start asking questions. I can certainly do that. But first question people usually ask is, how do I get the weed? If it's legal, how do I get it? So the answer is basically the same way you used to get weed before December 15th. There's no pot shop. Those aren't supposed to go on board until 2018. So the actual obtaining of it, it would have to be by either someone who is a grower or a seller. And certainly selling has not been legalized in Massachusetts and is still certainly punishable. So the continue on from that, the law really applies to home use. Certainly if you're going to smoke in a car, walk down the street, smoke outside a building, that's not legal. You can certainly smoke in a car, but you do that at your own risk, especially with the OUI drug laws. Although those are very difficult to prove, they're not very difficult to arrest on, so you have to deal with that. But essentially, if you wanted to have a group of friends come over and you wanted to smoke at the house, probably in the backyard, as long as you're not encroaching on somebody's well-being, i.e. your neighbor doesn't feel like smelling the weed, you can do so. You can have legally possess quantity of marijuana. I think you can even grow up to 6 plants per person and 12 plants per household. So the law is significantly different regarding that. You can have up to an ounce. Say you're traveling to a buddy's house to watch the Pats game and you want to get rip some bowls and smoke a few joints. You can bring up to an ounce in the car. When you get to your buddy's house, just make sure that you don't sell it to him. You can use it, you can pass it, you can share it, and you don't have to worry about it. However, you do have to worry about getting home. And even though you can legally use it now, just as alcohol, which you can certainly legally use it, it can put you in a world of trouble if if you're not careful. The laws are probably going to be in a state of flux, I would think, for at least a couple of years, especially if there are no true places where you can get any of the marijuana right now. So the thing that you have to be reminded of is, I would think, the most important thing is the driving aspect of it. Just because marijuana is legal in Massachusetts, I believe I'm going to see a huge influx of OUI marijuana cases. People think because something's legal, they can now use it, they can now drive with it, they can now take it into a concert. Not the case. You still have to be really careful with how you enjoy recreational marijuana. One of the most important things, I think, is that if you're going to smoke, smoke at home, and don't drive anywhere, because police are probably not as happy about this change in the law as most, and they're going to look at it that if they see someone driving down the road at 40 miles an hour and it's a 60-mile-an-hour zone, and they pull behind you and a poof of smoke comes out the window, you're probably going to get arrested. Now, even a shitty lawyer will probably get you out of that, but you're probably going to end up spending the night in jail and having to go through a whole court process and pay for a lawyer. So you certainly want to be careful with how you perceive the new law, and I personally don't think this is a big gateway to anything. If it was legal yesterday and you didn't smoke, I don't think you're gonna go out to the street corner and try to buy a bag from a local dealer. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'll end it on that, and it's just kind of like a test, just to see how this works, Facebook Live, and I hope you enjoyed maybe the last 5 minutes and get your legalized marijuana for dummies, so to speak, like the books are that you can get in the supermarket. Bye-bye.